Nung panahon po, no, siya po yung Secretary of Agriculture, essentially, from only 1.8% of total budget, noong 2007, inangat po to sa 6% of total national budget. Right now po, ang national budget natin has only 1.59% of total NEP ang nasa agriculture.
Just look there.
Essentially, I think you cannot harvest what you did not sow, or you reap what you sow. So if you did not invest, wala ka anihin kung wala mo naman tinanim. So basically yun po talaga. Pero more than that, kasi mukhang sa bigas po, mas special case po, nung panahon po yun, yung DA po, nabigyan po ng budget para po na matulungan from a total investment perspective na mamili po na mas maraming bigas. Mas makakapagsalita po nun si, kasi pag tiningnan mo po yung nangyari nun, samba po yung 6.4% nung March, naibaba po yun in 3 months to 1.9%. In fact, even lower. Nung panahon po yun, nung mag 6.4% noong March 2009, bumaba po siya ng 0.2% July of 2009. Pero dahil po yan sa budget na ginawa po noong 2008.
I think we have to be realistic about what we can do right now. When you say you want to fight inflation, as I've been saying for some time now, there are short-term, medium-term, and long-term solutions. If food is driving up the inflation, then number one, to also protect our producers, we can have a time-bound, volume-bound, release-bound importation of certain key products. But we cannot allow indiscriminate importation of food products that will also impact the food producers and thereby hurt the very producers we are trying to help as well. Because the greater number of our people who remain to be poor or where hunger incidences and underemployment are still prevalent is in the rural subsector. So, kailangan bantayan mo rin yun. So, ang short-term solution mo, kailangan magparating ka talaga ng bigas dahil kulang. Nung 2008 na minention mo, ang international rice prices nung panahon na yon nasa 1,000. Ngayon, ang international rice prices nasa $350 to $450 per metric ton. Wala naman sigurong rason na dapat sumipa yan kung magparating ka lang ng tama, sapat na volume sa sapat na panahon. So that's the short term. But having said that, padating na yung national harvest natin ngayon. October 15, padating na yung ani natin. This is the main crop. One of the things that we can consider right away is for NFA to go out and buy. Ngayon, sinasabi nila na 17 pesos daw is too low. E di gawing 17 pesos na fresh, 17 pesos na basa, kaya naman bumili ng gobyerno sa basa dahil meron tayong warehouses ng NFA, meron po tayong mga dryers. So without having to change the procurement price from 17 pesos, gawin nating 17 pesos clean and dry, gawin nating 17 pesos fresh para mabigyan ng encouragement yung mga magsasaka, go out and buy aggressively. Now after that, kung wala kang mabili doon, that's the time you try to import. Then maximize also, bigyan ng incentive yung mga magsasaka. Why? This is the time to maximize kasi papasok tayo sa summer harvest. Pag summer harvest, walang sakit. Mas minimized yan. So, lahat ng area na may tubig, especially yung mga irrigated area, bigyan sila ng incentive. Kung ayaw galawin yung 17% na buying price para makadagdag daw, baka daw maging inflationary, di okay, di wag mong dagdagan yung buying price, dagdagan mo ng incentive yung mga magsasaka to move into greater productivity and efficiency. But we can make use of this period na papasok tayo sa national harvest, papasok rin tayo sa summer crop production. Doon buhusan ng pera. But gaya ng sinabi ni Congressman Andaya, ni Chairman Andaya, Hindi po mangyayari yan kung yung binibigay po nating pera sa agriculture napakababa. In 2008, 6% po ng national budget natin nasa agri. In 2008, 2009, and 2010, bumaba lang ng konti to 4.8, 4.9, pero by 2010, nasa 5.5% na naman of the national budget. So, nandun yung yung level ng agri-budget sa national government budget. Nasa 6, 5, 6, nandun lang yun yung last 3 years na yun, nung 2008, 9, and 10. After that, sumadsad yung percentage ng agriculture ng DA sa national government budget. So we have to give it primary importance.
So ang sinasabi po ni Congressman Yap ay basically kailangan na po siguro ng balancing ng ating pong polisiya. In other words, right now the policy is really to help the consumers. So ngayon sa tingin ko kailangan po mag-shift tayo ng konti, mabalanse to help the producers, assist the producer. Kaya ito pong investment po sa agriculture na pinapanawagan namin ay kailangan po dun sa nakakatulong para po may baba yung cost of production ng farmers. Katulad po ng mga small water impounding, katulad po ng pag-incentivize ng paggamit po ng mga bago po na teknolohiya na nakapaloob po sa hybrid rice. Pero kailangan din po siguro matulungan sila sa pamamagitan po ng capital kasi mahal po talaga mas mahal po ang hybrid rice kaysa ordinaryong palay na production. At siyempre po, increased mechanization kasi bakit to mas mahal ang Pilipinas pagdating po sa cost production dahil po masyado mahal po ang labor natin dito sa Pilipinas kaysa let's say Vietnam, Cambodia or Thailand. At siyempre, sinabi ko na irrigation and kung po pwede, simulan na rin natin po hindi na po talaga tayo basta makakaasa po sa domestic production. Kaya kailangan po yung kung ano man meron po tayo, kailangan po ma-optimize sa pamamagitan po ng diversification. Although tagal-tagal na po ito sinabi na mag-diversify sa high-value crops. Pero tingin ko, itong crisis na to isa rin pong oportunidad upang po maturuan ang ating mga farmer na mas malaking kikitain nila sa pamamagitan po. Kasi pwede po tayo, mayroong limit po, pero pwede po na mamili tayo ng mura. Dahil po sa ibang bansa, mas mura talagang bigas, $300 per metric ton. Pero mas malaking kikitain nila kung let's say gamitin nila yung kanilang limited dahil hindi yung nanganganak ang lupa sa mas mataas po na income na madederive po sa ibang Actually, as Secretary of Agriculture, sinubukan po yan ni Congressman Yap.
Sir, ito na po ba yung peak inflation rate?
In the sense na kung wala tayong gagawin if you don't do silly things. But definitely doing nothing is not an option. And peak siya in the sense last year, noong September 2017, pumasok po yung feed-in tariffs. Kaya makikita mo po yung month-on-month noong September 2017, yun ang pinakamalaking putok. So may base effect po siya. So we expect na bababa po siya ng 6.1% for September. Assuming the same prices in August po. Pero problema, hindi po yun ang gusto natin. Ang gusto natin, bumalik sa 4 kasi 2 to 4% po talaga yung nasa medium-term Philippine Development Plan. Yun po ang assumption doon. So may babalik lang natin siguro ang inflation to 4 assuming we do some policy measures. Siguro by September na rin next year. Bago po, buong taon, tingin ko, magsi 6% tayo. Until year end, 6.1.
Sir, how much of a factor yung tax reform 1?
Ngayon mukhang magpagbabasahin po yung analysis ng DOF ngayon, mukhang mas forthright na sila. Tingin ko yung baseline nila, kung yung direct impact lang, 0.7. So pag tiningnan mo, pag disaggregate mo lalo kung anong indirect impact po nila, halimbawa, sa iba po ng mga ibang produkto, I would say about 1.1.
Including the indirect?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 0.7 siya sa direct, plus 0.4 po sa indirect.
Sir, gaano pa significant yung 1.1, sir? Malaking factor po ba?
Ang problema ko kasi, kung wala yung bigas, kasi pag tiningnan mo naman saan galing yung inflation, parang ordinaryong pamilya eh. Konsumo. Fish. umakyat po ng 12.4%. 0.7 po, umangat po yung contribution ng fish. Both in magnitude as well as yung increase niya, pati yung kanyang share sa total consumption mix. Yung rice, ganun pa rin, 0.7, umangat ng 0.2 para yung rice. At fish, pag nirank mo po, ang pinaka malaki po ay essentially fish, rice, vegetables, meat. Ayun din naman po yung pinanawagan namin na pansamantala for 6 months, bawasin muna po yung import tariff para po makapasok at i-ease up po yung mga non-tariff import barriers katulad ng pag-secure ng permit, etc. Pero in the long term po talaga, it is really investing in agriculture, investing in our farmers. So far, we've been investing in our consumers. And kaya po, napakalakas po ng aggregate demand. Pero maganda rin po yun na na-empower natin yung ating pong mga ordinary mga pamilya. Subalit, panahon na rin po na magkaroon tayo ng balance. There should be a critical balance between helping the consumers and helping the producers.
Sir, meron ba kayong ipopropose na gawin dun sa kasalukuyang nakasalang na budget?
Wala, kasi hindi naman nila ginawa. Wala.
Sir, that's the problem. Are the economic managers of the government listening?
There's a new one which they released. It's in the package na nilabas namin. Inaamin na nila na they are already considering the zero tariff on the 4 products we're trying to yung ini-espouse po ng ating speaker. For fish, consider reducing tariff to 0 temporarily. For rice, of course, yung importation. For vegetable, may temporary price ceiling ang tinitingnan po. And reduce non-tariff barriers such as import permits. For meat, consider reducing tariff. Alam mo dito sa meat, 76% po ng meat ay big integrators. 24% lang ang backyard. So, hindi naman sa sinasabi ko hindi masasaktan. Pero alam mo, ang prinsipyo naman talaga ng Duterte administration is greatest good for the greatest number. So, hindi ko sinasabi that the 3 million farmers are not important. All I'm saying is that at this particular context, kung nasaan tayo, importante po talaga, unang-una, masugpo ka agad yung price momentum. Kasi kung yung ginawa po ng central bank, mga 6 to 18 months po bago kumagat yun eh. Pagdating po sa pagpabagal po ng aggregate demand. At meron po siyang consequences sa ating growth targets.
Sir, provided na sundin yung measures na nakalagay dyan, mga gano'n pa katagal bago natin maramdaman yung...
Unang-una kasi pag pumasok na yung mura, yun ang po papasok sa CPI. So kaya yung sinabi namin na bawasin kagad, let's say, yung tariffs, let's say, on sa mechanically deboned meat, halimbawa sa chicken, automatic po. Pag pinasok yan dito, binili nyo, kasama na po yan sa consumption mix mo. Katulad, bakit po ang taas ng presyo ng bigas? Kasi yung CPI po ng bigas, based po yan sa weighted average ng NFA sales, virtually zero, plus commercial rice, virtually 100%. So kung 44 or 54 yung rice, zero yung NFA na 27 at 32, obviously, wala ko pang moderate po nung CPI kasi may numero din ito. So, mabilis po. Kaya nung pinropose po ito nung Hulyo na isa katuparan ito po mga measures nung meeting po ng ating speaker sa economic managers. Yan po yung pinakauna niya pong pakipag-meeting officially. At talagang very robust at napaka-vigorous po yung ating pong pakikiusap sa kanila na isipin natin yung greatest good for the greatest number.
Sir, are you meeting with the economic managers anytime soon?
We are always in talks with them naman eh. So but not officially as economic managers group and as house economic team.
Sir,
But-
you mentioned during the time of President Henry 2009,
Yes,
umabot din ng 6.6%.
6.4 po no March.
6.4.
Tapos naibaba po yan by July 2 point,
1.5.
gusto ko kasi eksakto eh.
1.
By July, which is really the lowest, 0.2%.
Yung bang diskarte nun, pwede bang gawin ngayon?
Ayun po yung
Achievable?
Actually, yung proposal po ng ating speaker, nakabase po dun sa kung ano ginawa niya.
But the situation then in today's, okay, shall we say this?
Unang-una nung panahon, 1,000 yung bigas. Ngayon, 300 lang. Nung panahon pong yun,
so
yung ating pong oil, 147 ang average, kuminsan
150.
umaabot ng 200. Ngayon, nasa 72 lang.
75 lang.
75. So, ang nagkaiba lang siguro yung peso.
So, pwede pa yung ganong kabilis kaya man.
Opo, kasi yung CPI po, base po yan sa 38,000 na mga basket ng mga respondents. Kung ano, so pag may parating mo po yan sa tindahan at tatanungin ka, magkano ba yung ginastos mo sa pagbili ng itlog? Actually, nakakaano dahil yung itlog, isa rin sa pinakamataas sinakyat eh. So, mabilis po. Kaya nga, mabilis, pero baka masaktan yung farmers. Kaya sinasabi namin, total yung measure is through the use of the President's discretion under the tariff, under the tariff code. Na when Congress is not in session, pwede niya pong ibaba yung taripa up to 0, pero sa next recess namin, pwede niya ibalik ulit sa kanya pong gamitin yon for the purpose it is meant to, which is essentially to protect domestic producers.
Hindi, tsaka as I was saying a while ago, pwede mong i-time bound. Huwag mo sabihin na mag-i-import ka, ibababa mo yung forever. I-time bound mo. I-volume bound mo rin. Makikita mo naman yung demand and supply. So, dun lang sa shortfall, yun lang ang papasukin mo. Number 3, release bound. Like yung sinabi ni ni Chairman Salceda, yung Chairman ka naman lang. Dun sa sinasabi natin sa meat products, sa integrators at saka sa processors, huwag mong pababagsakin ng palengke. Kasi pag pinabagsak mo ng palengke, magka-clash yan sa domestic produce. So kung meats man yan or poultry man yan, diretso, paglabas yan sa customs, pasok po yan sa mga integrators and processors. Huwag mong i-release sa mga palengke. Time-bound, volume-bound, release-bound. Because kung magpapanik tayo, mararattle tayo, tapos lahat papapasukin natin, wala tong mga controls na to, edi pinatay mo rin yung mga magsasaka natin. And that's Philippine Agri is still 9-10% of Philippine GDP. 25% of all people employed are still in the rural subsector. Poverty in the Philippines is a rural phenomenon. So paaakitin natin lahat yun. Edi lahat ng gains natin nawala rin.
Sa tingin mo, yung time-bound, volume-bound, i-consider?
Yung time-bound mo na 6 months lang naman talaga. Yung original proposal ng speaker is 6 months lang po yung zero tariff.
Si government, on the part of the government.
Hindi natin alam. I mean, we are Congress. Our job is to steer a national consensus on issues. But of course, the executive branch of government is the one entrusted with this. But considering that we write the budget, itong nakikita ng policy makers natin in Congress na dapat bigyan ng pera yung agriculture. One way na pwede natin ma-confront directly ngayon, papasok na yung national harvest sa bigas by October to October 15. So kailangan mamili ang NFA. Pero makakabili ba sila sa 17% clean and dry? Wala. Ang going price ngayon, 20 to 22 na sa clean and dry.
May budget pa sila.
Number 1, yung budget nila kailangan sagutin. Number 2,
Binayad na nila
they will have to find a way to buy because syempre, nag-i-import ka. Binibigyan mo ng negosyo yung Thai at Vietnamese farmers. Unahin mo muna yung local farmers na by October 15 papasok yung main bulk, walang magbebenta sa iyo at 17% clean and dry. Wet season basa yan Bumili ka na at 17 pesos. Tapos bigyan mo sila ng incentive ngayon. Bakit mo sila bibigyan ng incentive? This is the perfect time to give them an incentive so they can buy better quality seeds and the inputs that will be needed to maximize the summer crop. This is the time when you plant when all risks are down. So kailangan i-maximize mo better quality seeds and then correct inputs. Sa land bank, nandyan pa yung Agricultural Guarantee Fund pool to the tune of 8 billion. So, give a signal to the market. tabihan nila ng rural lenders right now. Pahiramin lahat ng magsasaka. Let them borrow from 30 to 50,000 per hectare side by side with the Agricultural Guarantee Fund pool so we can mitigate interest cost and interest rates. Flush the money down for
Basta
our farmers to
gumamit
use.
ng hybrid.
And hybrid rice, because hybrid is already doing 7 tons per hectare when the national average is at 4 tons per hectare right now. So this is something moving forward. But in the short term, mag-import ka ng kailangan mong bigas. Yes, of course. But papusak na tayo sa main harvest, you have to be careful how you import, when, ano yung arrival niyan. Hindi ka pwede nag-i-import, wala kang ginagawa for the local farmers.
So yun talaga kung susumayin natin, yun ang may short term tayo, which is essentially yung pong mga measures like yung staggered volume bound, time bound na rice importation, pati na po yung zero tariffs on the 4 products, meat, fish, even vegetables. At long term po, ang number 1 really is rice tarification para po mas magkaroon po ng ang market forces para po ma-incentivize ang kapital na mapunta po sa ating pong rural areas. Pangalawa po, siyempre, ang investing in agriculture to make them more bankable and profitable. In the long term, really, we want profitable farmers. As farmers. So, in general, I think we need to look at a policy shift from helping consumers
Yes.
to helping producers. That's the long-term view.
Thank you.
Because profitable producers will also make for a stronger and robust and dynamic consumers.
6.4
Po?
Yung 6.4% inflation rate, masyado nang mataas talaga sa...
Ang mataas yan kasi pag kinuwenta mo, last month, nag-8.4 siya sa Bicol. Kasi may mga, lalong-lalo na yung mga areas natin po na hindi masyadong free ang markets. Like ang Bicol po, there are 300 kilometers between Lucena and Sipocot. So hindi ho nararadiate yung economic impetus kagad-agad. So para siyang kulang sa trade. So, yung presyo po, mataas. Pangalawa, yung inflation of the poor, o yung konsumo po ng lowest 30%, I think is 7.4%. Pag tinignan mo po, yung food, yung rice, yung pritong GG, yung mga kinakain nila, pag dinisaggregate mo po yun, mukhang nasa 7.4% po, mas mataas po. Sa ngayong mga panahon po mukhang hindi ho yun maganda para sa ekonomiya na mataas po ang inflation ng mga mahihirap. Kasi that means poverty mitigation, the gains will be reversed. Actually, ART implemented one of the most aggressive, it's called AHMP, no? Anti-hunger mitigation plan. It is really one of the most comprehensive in 2008, and siyempre yung poverty reduction efforts natin we may see some reversal. FIES year ngayon. This is the year where we compute our poverty rate. So nataon pa na that's actually about 3 years after the assumption of the president. So it doesn't also look good. Hindi rin siya magandang tingnan. Pero hindi yun ang importante. Ang importante po, dapat mas konting nagugutom, mas konting naghihirap.
Sir, ano yung epekto na magpapasko na we're expecting?
Opo, kaya yun po yung challenge sa konteksto ng mga anti-inflation measures. Kasi we have the world's longest Christmas season, generally characterized by higher consumer spending. Mas mataas po ang pagpadala ng mga OFW, although slightly declining. Pero nonetheless, I think some industry, the bulk of their sales are during this period. So, kung ito ang makapture mo, then you are riding the crest of the inflation momentum. It makes sense really to slay the inflation monster in August. We should have slain them dapat pinatay na natin siya last month through aggressive measures para by December we start restoring already the temporary measures like the zero tariffs for fish, meat, and vegetables basically, and corn.
Okay. Suspend muna yung excise tax sa bigas.
Pag inalis mo yon, mawawala, konti lang ang epekto eh. Kasi yung mas malaking epekto galing po dun sa fish, rice, meat, vegetables eh. Unang-una, pag tinignan mo po yun, tumaas po yung langis sa panligang kalakalan simula $47 to $75. Hindi naman po yun, ang cost nun hindi train. So, ang itinaas po ng domestic farm prices is 14. Ang pinatong lang naman po ng excise tax is 275. So, hindi mo minsan makukunin yung 1125.
No effect.
So,
No,
I think
Supply problem.
ibig sabihin po, mababawasan po tayo siguro yung ating 6.4 baka maging 5.3, pero I think it's still 5.3, which is much higher, and yung food prices are still spiking, fish, and generally due to supply rigidities. Kakulangan talaga ng supply dahil hindi tayo nag-invest sa supply. So, in short, ang sinasabi nga namin ni Art, ni Congressman Yap, na we should really take that policy shift from helping the consumers to helping producers in the long term. But in the short term, we really have to help the consumers. We cannot let anyone die because of this, just because of inflation.
In reality, kulang ba talaga ang supply?
Kulang talaga.
Ako po kasi, tagal na pong magulo sa isip ko kung ang Pilipinas, narating na natin yung structural limits to agricultural growth. Siyempre, yung paggawa ng demand, madali. Di ba? Population growth. Pero, hindi naman nanganganak kasi yung lupa. Hindi naman po bumabata yung mga farmers. So, pero mukhang sa ngayon, nasasagot-sagot pa yan through the introduction of technology adoption and extension. Mukhang meron pa naman. So, kung minsan, I think the structural deficit of the Philippines in rice is about 2.4 million metric tons. So, if you don't import that, you're really courting disaster. Before, half of that is coursed through what you call the southern gateway.
Nawala na yung gateway.
Nawala yun, kaya nga pumutok. So kalahati nun dati is through NFA, kalahati po is through the southern gateway, which is your so-called legalized smuggling.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Sorry
There, tama.